Hey everybody, I have a card to show you that I used the Stampin' Up Facebook page for inspiration, and when I made the cards I made it almost like the one that was on there, and this is the first one that I made, and I love this paper. This is from the hand pinned, and these are the dies, the cutouts from that, and then this little tag right here is from the tailor-made tags. And then, of course, I use the stitch rectangles, which is still one of my all-time favorites. And then these little gems are called genial gems, and they're so pretty. The colors are just beautiful. So, and then I made this one, and this one is from the Hydrangea set, the suite, and this is the paper, and I think it's still available on our website. And then I used, this is from Sweet as a Peach, and let me show you how I made this. So this is the Hydrangea Hill, and it's the mercury glass acetate, and it's still available. It came over to the new annual catalog, which is awesome. So it's the Highland Heather, and then on the other side you can do silver as well, which is really pretty. It reminds me of the alcohol inks when you get that splotchiness, and I love that. I love any of that, which looks kind of vintage. So let me show you what I did. The colors that I used are Highland Heather, Balmy Blue, and Old Olive. And we're going to use my favorites, which are the blending brushes. So I usually, what I've been doing is I use, one for greens, one for blues, one for purples, and then I have one for pinks in here. And I think I played with this one. It feels like I used some something on there, and it's a little stiff, but you can clean these and use them for a different color. They're so soft, they remind me of makeup brushes. But let's get started. Here's what I did. So you take the cutout, and this is from the hand pinned, and I use shimmery white cardstock. I usually try to use it if I'm going to apply ink to anything. I like how it takes the ink. It really works well. So what I do is I usually have some scrap paper, and then I can just, work, and I don't have to worry about getting it on my regular work surface. So let's get these open. Move my other brushes out of the way, and we'll have these to the side. And what you want to do is you want to bring in your rectangle and go ahead and do this first. I got a little bit of ink on there, but you know what, we're going to cover most of it up, so it's not a big deal. So what I did at the top is I turned this around this way so that I could get some of that flower and then some of this flower in there, and I used the purple, which is the Highland Heather at the top, and you just rub your blender brush into your ink. Make sure you can see that, and then you just, I usually go off to the side to make sure I'm not going to get a big splotch, and then you can do this real easy. It doesn't take a whole lot of pressure. And then just, I want it to be real dark, but isn't that pretty? Then you come down at the bottom and you use your blue, your balmy blue. So load up your brush just like this, and I like the big flower down at the bottom. I just like that to peek out there. So just, and that way you're actually getting your color on your art piece that's going to be on there too. So isn't that pretty? I love that. So let's put this to the side, try not to get any more ink on it than we want to. So if you can tell, I just started layering my inks, and I usually do the leaves because they're on the edges. I try to get the color on them. I don't like them real dark, but you want your color to stand out a little bit. You want to be able to see it. So you can add your ink and then come back if you want to make it darker. Yeah, add some more. So there you have your green, which is Old Olive, my all-time favorite green. And let's have some blue, balmy blue. And let's just start layering. Those colors just beautiful together. Love that. And then just bring in the Highland Heather. Come in. I like to add it. Isn't that pretty? Let's add just a tiny bit more blue. Love the balmy blue. Let's add a little on the edge so we blend them all together. Isn't it pretty? Love it. So we have this, and then the tag, I put it this way, oriented it this way, and what I did is I just wanted the thanks on there, and I took this from Sweet as a Peach, and all you do is make sure that your stamp is clean if you've used it before, and then just ink up the part of the stamp that you want. So I just want the thanks. Make sure that that's all you get into the ink is the thanks. Make sure you got it on there. And then I just come in and I stamp. Bring it down here so you can see. It's hard to see when you're trying to keep your head out of the way and still stamp. So let's put the thanks on there. Oops, likes to stick. Isn't that pretty? And that way you can just stamp what you want. You don't have to stamp the whole sentiment. Let's cover these up because, you know, I don't want to stick my fingers in it. Alright, so let's bring in our pieces. Oh, I forgot to do my little one. Hopefully I have enough ink on here that I can just do that one. So I did it purple and the Highland Heather and then some of the balmy blue. Oh, perfect. Had enough color. It's awesome. Isn't it pretty? So then if you want to bring in the purple on the edges, you can do that as well. Just to tie it all together. Okay. Those pieces there. And then my glue. And I always use the Tombow Mono adhesive. You know me, I use it all the time. So all you want to do is just put it on the back. You don't need a whole lot for it to stay, and this will dry clear, so I just try not to get, you know, big globs everywhere, just enough so that it holds it down. So then you want to do it catty corner. Just point it like that. I just think it's so pretty that way. And then let's tie our ribbon to our thanks. Looks better with the angled end. And this is, I haven't got my white crinkle ribbon, so I'm just using some old organdy white ribbon that I have. So, you know, use what you have and use it up and then get the new. I like the crinkle seam binding, but it hasn't come yet, so this will work. It ties really nice. It's so pretty. And it doesn't take up a lot of visual space because it's not solid, which I like. And of course, you know I have to play with my bows. Can't stand it. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put my little forget to bring in one of the little tiny ones and get my blue in there because there's a lot of white space, and sometimes that's good, but I like to give it a little bit more color. So let's bring this in. Hopefully I am getting some ink on there, not just on my fingernails. A little bit. Not what I wanted. Let's try this. Let's bring this guy over here. I think this is the one that I used before anyway. You know, if you just keep playing, you know, if you do something and it's not exactly what you want, see, isn't that pretty? And then you can even go around the edges to knock that white down some. If you don't like it all white, isn't that pretty? Love it. And I did my other one in purple. I grabbed the wrong brush, but that's okay. It still looks nice on there, doesn't it? Let's bring this in, snip the ends. And then for this, I did use dimensionals. So use a couple of the big ones. Okay, got those ready. Bring our white rectangle in, put a little glue on it. Isn't that striking against that mercury glass paper? Love it. So then you just decide where you want this to be. And you don't need a whole lot of glue on it. I just try to get it in the spots that are solid so it doesn't come out the edges and make a mess on your paper. So just enough to hold it down. You don't want it wiggling around, but I like a little bit of lift on my flowers. So let's bring this in. See, you can't even tell that I made a mess with that green up there at the top. So what you want to do is you want to bring this flower in, and what you want to do is you want to use one of the little mini dimensionals. Put it in the center, because you're going to use one of the genial gems on there, and then you just want to fit it back into where it goes in the hand pinned flower there. Pretty, I like it. So then let's bring in one of the gems, one of the big ones for the center. Just bring in one of the blue ones. I think that's so pretty. Just peel off your adhesive liner, and then just decide where you want this to be. I like it a little higher up because there's more white up here and it shows more of your flowers. I like it. Maybe just one more of the genial gems. Put it up here. So that way we have our 3. I love it. Tell me what you think. Hope you like it and enjoy your day.